Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Madden 2005 in the Oakland Raiders franchise mode here, and we are looking at some playoff standings. And now, at the top of the standings here, we have the Baltimore Ravens at 11-1. The Titans and Chargers are locked in at 9-3 in the 2-3 spots, and then the Broncos and us are here at 4-5 with the Browns at 6. But if you're following the division lines here, the Ravens would take the North, the Titans would take the South, the Chargers would take the West, and now you have us, the Broncos, and the Browns kind of all in the fray here, all playing for that 5th and 6th seed, and because obviously the AFC East is the worst division this year, so one of them will take that 4th seed. So this game today is very important up against the Cleveland Browns, the 6th seed in the AFC currently as it stands. Because again, this game just does pure conference seeding. It doesn't do like an actual playoff screen window like seeding for the playoff hunt teams. You kind of have to keep track of it yourself. But either way, both of our teams today are playing genuinely for a chance to get into the playoffs. Even at this point, early enough into the season, the Browns still pretty hungry to get into the postseason if at all possible. Return to the postseason, because remember last year they finished 9-7 and won the AFC North, which was the weaker division in the AFC last year, and a 9-7 record was enough to get the Browns a 4 seed, which they made the most of. They beat the Colts in the wildcard round, then beat the Titans, who were the top seed in the divisional round, and then only lost the AFC Championship by 3 points to the Patriots, who would end up getting throttled in the Super Bowl, but they came close. The Browns came close, and they've mostly done it with the same core roster, with the same group of people that we're going to see and talk about, of course, today. But, this Browns team has been able to accomplish quite a bit here in the first couple seasons, even though their first year they only went 5-11. So they got a new coaching staff, I believe. I think it's Dick Vermeil from the Chiefs is now the head coach of the Browns in this sim. So that's probably the biggest, most notable change that you're probably going to see here. But both teams right now in a mucky, just rainy Cleveland day are fighting for a playoff spot. So who's going to reign supreme? We're already underway, and Jeff Garcia's got the Browns moving with some purpose here deep in Raider territory, as another completion to Andre Davis is going to give the Browns another first down here. And Jeff Garcia rocking the 2 gloves, man. You love to see it. So on 3rd and goal here, calling in some motion here, Garcia's going to fake the handoff and go to the end zone, and a diving catch is going to be made here, I believe, by Dennis Northcutt, the top receiver here in Cleveland, who himself is coming off a 72 reception season here with over 800 yards in 15 games for the Browns. So he's been pretty effective for Cleveland here, and especially was last year, which was kind of a big year for him. But the Browns take a 7-0 lead here over us in the first quarters. Our offense is silenced by Cleveland's defense over that first frame. So Cleveland back on offense here, 3rd and 9. Garcia back to pass here across midfield, a deep shot towards the end zone, and it's going to be caught for another touchdown pass here, and it's Andre Davis once again for Cleveland, who makes another catch in this game. And Garcia, man, with the 2 gloves, is absolutely lighting things on fire right now. Garcia's been pretty effective, man. He threw for over 3,000 yards last year and 21 touchdowns in 16 games, man. So he was a starter for the entire year and was just really effective for Cleveland. Looking to do that again here, but now he finally makes a mistake, and now this one's heading the other way, and it's Derek Gibson, the strong safety, running back in pursuit, and it's not going to be enough here. It's Derek Gibson fanning the shoes here, man. He's too hot, too fast, and a pick 6 is going to get the Raiders back into this ball game here. We were at risk of being down multiple, even more scores, but now we are back within 1. But the Browns will not be silenced again, as Garcia across the middle for another completion, and that's going to give the Browns another first down. So we got to be a little bit concerned here. The Browns' effectiveness to move on offense, as Dennis Northcutt gets another reception. So 3rd and 10 here, with the defense finally showing some resilience here. Pressure gets to Garcia, and he gets clobbered as that ball is broken up. And I think it was Travion Smith who got a hand on it and just kind of batted it down to the ground, but actually, it was Napoleon Harris who did. So bring out special teams for Cleveland here in this mucky day, and Cleveland is able to convert on that field goal. So 17-7 is going to be your score. We still have yet to really see any effectiveness from our offense, but finally they are on the field here close to midfield. Tim Couch takes a shot downfield, and it's going to be caught by Jerry Porter, who's going to get caught from behind and brought down at about the 8 or 9 yard line. So going to have to get everybody to run back up to the line here, as we are underneath 2 minutes in the first half, the final 2 minutes in the first half. And Couch, under some pressure, gets it off quickly here to Chris Cole in the flat, kind of running like a running back, kind of like, a wheel thing. I'm not sure, but he gets the ball caught going backwards. So it's now 3rd and 14. Couch takes a shot towards the end zone and off of the hands of Jerry Porter here, but I don't even know if he would have been in bounds for that if he would have caught it. So bring out Janikowski for a 32-yarder. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. So 10-17 the score. We at least come back within one possession of Cleveland in the first half here, barring any more points from Cleveland, which is possible here. They're on the move once again past midfield. Garcia with good coverage up front here finds Andre Davis once again across the middle for another Cleveland first down. And so despite the interception, that is something that Jeff Garcia has struggled with. He's had more than 10 in all of his seasons as a starter here in Cleveland. So he does turn the ball over quite a bit here. I think he had 16 last year. But in the final plays of the first half, and Jeff Garcia is able to find an open receiver. It's Dennis Northcutt once again in the end zone for the Browns. And that's going to be another touchdown for Cleveland. So they're going to come back, or rather extend to a multi-possession lead once again here. 24-10 is your score after the first half concludes. And so now we're going to head into the third quarter, needing to play with some purpose here, man. We are again playing for our playoff lives. An 8-4 season so far seems like a pretty sure thing, but it's not in the AFC. But Jerry Porter, man, running off with a huge reception. Now, that is a guaranteed thing, okay? If he's got that ball with a good couple steps on you, it is a guarantee that he's not going to be caught. And so Jerry Porter, man, makes a huge play for us here. He almost had a touchdown catch earlier in the first half, but he couldn't hang on to the ball, couldn't track it, I guess. But that's going to be a huge touchdown for the Raiders to get us kind of back into this game here early in the first half, as now we are back within one score. But Cleveland will not be silenced on the 3rd and 4. Garcia back to pass here, flips this one off quickly here, and it's going to be caught, I believe, by Andre Davis once again, man. And he has just been everything for Cleveland. He's been hard to silence. He didn't have a lot of numbers that I felt worth mentioning because he hasn't done a whole lot for Cleveland as a receiver here, but in this game he is really making us pay for it. And finally, one of the other notable receivers here on the team here, Quincy Morgan, the third receiver on the depth chart, he finally gets involved with a nice reception to get the Browns in the red zone. So Garcia now looking to score, takes a shot towards the end zone. It's going to be caught by Andre Davis. Oh, man. Our secondary just has no answer for Davis right now. And again, we are all kind of locking here on Dennis Northcutt, their top guy, but even he's been effective. So 31-17 in this game here with inches to go. Couch takes a shot downfield, and it's going to get caught by Justin Gage. And Justin Gage, our number 87, finally is going to get involved in this game. We haven't seen Gage at all in this game. He's obviously been doing something, quick passes and whatever. But Tim Couch takes a shot here for this pass, and it's going to end up in a huge touchdown for the Raiders, as Justin Gage is able to get away from the defense here. It's a nice placed ball by Tim Couch. And we love to see that kind of stuff. So 24-31 is the score here, and now we are just going back and forth with Cleveland. And finally, on the ground game, we're going to get to talk about Cleveland's running back, but not for the best of reasons here, as William Green fumbles the football here. And Green is coming off a monster year last year, had over 1,000 yards in just 8 games. But he fumbles up here, a huge mistake here for Cleveland. And now Tim Couch is making him pay for it as he hits Justin Gage along the sideline once again. Gets away from the first defender, but can't shake off the second one to get into the end zone. But either way, it's going to be goal to go when we get back from our brief intermission into the fourth quarter, as the Raiders here are looking to tie this game up, hopefully here. We finally got a turnover on defense to finally give us a chance to answer back here. But on 3rd and goal, they're going to go with a quarterback sneak. We might need to talk to the offense coordinator, man. I don't know what that call was, man. A quarterback sneak 4 yards out. I don't know what the plan was there, guys. So we're going to have to take just 3 points from Janikowski. And so instead of tying the game here, it's now going to be 27-31. It's manageable for us as we get the ball back on offense with 6 minutes left to go. Couch, back to pass here from our own end. Takes a shot to the left side of the field. It's caught by Fargas, and Fargas, man, burst to speed. No one is going to catch him. No one is going to catch him. And now Justin Fargas, who we haven't seen much of anything from in the running department, gives us a huge boost on offense in the receiving department. So, that's a huge boost that we needed from the running back. We've seen Fargas do a little bit for us effectively in receiving, but I'd still love to see him be more of a pure runner, but obviously it's not going to happen. But I'm not going to pick my battles here, or I am going to choose my battles, and I'm not going to pick that battle because I will happily take any points that we're going to get here from Justin Fargas at this stage in the season, especially in a game like this. So 34-31 is the score, but Cleveland already moving once again here in a long yardage situation, and Garcia is able to fire this one off to Dennis Northcutt and Philip Buchanan, who we don't normally see a lot of struggles with on that side. It seems everyone, Nnamdi Asomugha and Philip Buchanan, really kind of struggling to just contain either receiver. So on 3rd and goal here, they're going to go with a pitch play here out to William Green, the running back, who had the fumble earlier, but he finally makes up for it and gets a touchdown for Cleveland. So Cleveland's going to retake the lead once again here. It's only going to be a 4-point lead, so we have to be mindful of that we can't just race it down for a field goal. We're going to have to keep playing this touchdown game back and forth with the Browns if we want to win this game. Tim Couch here fires it across kind of towards the middle here, and Teo Johnson makes the catch here and finally gets brought down close to the 40-yard line of Cleveland. So we finally get Teo Johnson involved as well. I don't think we've called him too much in this game either, so he finally gets a nice reception. But 3rd and 10, Cleveland's defense really pushing our buttons here. Couch has plenty of time to throw here, fires across the middle, and it's going to be caught by Jerry Porter for another nice reception. And there you see the breakdown here. So Dennis Northcutt's been absolutely feasting, but at just one extra reception, Jerry Porter almost has 100 more yards. So that's kind of how things go in the Raiders offense. But Tim Couch here with an interception. This one's heading the other way, but Teo Johnson able to catch up and bring down the defender here before it's a pick six, and he is not happy about it, man. Not happy about it at all. So didn't get the pass. The pass was a little bit late there, and on top of that, had to make the touchdown-saving play. So yeah, Teo Johnson's not very happy in the slightest with Tim Couch, as Tim Couch gives a potentially game-stealing interception if our defense cannot stop Cleveland right here. And now Green, we're going to get a good spot, man, because I think that was a first down, but they're going to say that Green was short of the line to gain, and so now we're going to get the ball back here with 1:54 left to go, and already burned off about 20 seconds of that. Couch back to pass here, takes a shot down the middle, and it's going to get caught by Chris Cole. Get the Raiders closer to midfield here, but we're going to have to run with some tempo. We don't really have the timeouts to play around with anymore, so we got to be moving quickly here. I don't think we have to spike, but we just have to move quickly. Couch, another throw through the air, and that ball sails into the dirt safely, thankfully. I wish he would do that a lot more often instead of throw more interceptions, which he's done a lot this year, unfortunately, after being very careful with the football last year. He's been a little bit dangerous this year, but he manages to hit Chris Cole this time across the middle on a horse collar tackle. Those have never looked good. I can't believe it took as long as it did for that to become a penalty, because those never look good. But again, moving with some tempo, the Browns bringing a lot of pressure. Couch rolls out and is able to get free to get this one to Chris Cole, but Chris Cole cannot haul it in along the sideline. So 3rd and 10 now. Couch back to pass, rolls out a little bit here, dumps one off, lobs a ball to Chris Cole on the other side of the field, and this time he can catch it along the sidelines for a first down for the Raiders. Now we're at the 20-yard line of Cleveland. Now trying to get back up to the line here. Time ticking here to 45 seconds, and Couch is going to spike the ball, and now he's going to try and be a little bit conservative with the time that we have left. Going to try and pause things off. So 2nd and 10 here. Couch back to pass. Pressure's off the edge, and it's going to get to Couch, and he's going to get sacked. And it looks like he maybe moved a little bit forward, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, but they're going to mark that he was down a good 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So now 3rd and 12. Got to get back to the line here. Couch back to pass here, has enough time, flips this one off here to Fargas, who catches it, but he's going to be brought down short of the line to gain, and now we're going to have to run back up to the line for 4th and 3, because we need to keep a timeout, potentially, I guess, for endgame. We probably could call it now, since a field goal is not going to help, but Couch, pressure is on, flips it to the end zone, and it's going to be a turnover on downs as Justin Gage is blanketed by 2 Cleveland defenders, and now the Browns are going to hang on to win this game in Cleveland by 4 points, man. We come so close after putting on such an impressive offensive performance in the second half, but you got to play 4 quarters of football, man, and we really didn't do that, which isn't a criticism you can typically level at this team. I mean, you can level it to our defense, but our offense typically doesn't struggle to play 4 quarters worth of football. I think it's something we kind of did with the Ravens, too. The Ravens was a game where we really just kind of showed up after we really needed to. We had to come back in that game, and it ended up not being enough. But we could talk about that, because I think the offense did do enough. It was just, we don't have to talk about Janikowski, okay? The Browns' 3rd down percentage, I think, is the real tail of the tape here. 11 of 16. So the Browns had 3rd downs a lot. Our defense was doing their job. It just could not get them off the field. So converting 11 of those 16 3rd downs. And, of course, we were 3 for 10. Bad on 3rd down once again. Tim Couch's interception, I think, was a real huge kind of blow as well. Hard to critique Tim Couch when he's throwing for over 500 yards a game. But that interception, I think, if we would have just scored on that drive, I think we would have been in a much different position at the end of the game than we were. Unfortunate, to say the least, but Janikowski at least nails his 2 field goals. But now we're heading into San Diego here, 8-5. The divisional race is kind of getting out of hand at this point here, but this game would be huge for us to at least keep ourselves alive in the playoff race as a whole. So hope to see you guys back in Oakland.